tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe it.
It took me 10 years to learn this, but I will teach it to you in 1 minute. 1, life waits for nobody. Get up every day and keep pushing through no matter what. 2, make sure you take good care of yourself. If something happens to you, the world will move on and you will fall behind. 3, if you don't work to build your dream life, someone will hire you to build theirs. 4, work in silence. Celebrate in private. People love to ruin things. 5, don't regret your past. Just learn from it and move on. 6, no one cares. Work harder to become better each day. 7, ignore advice from anyone who doesn't live the life you want to live. 8, rule over your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. 9, if you find someone better than you, don't hate. Ask them for advice and cooperate with them. 10, you're truly at peace with yourself when you mind your own business.
Oh shit, we in the building, my bad. We playing the song, here we go. All right, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy BA. We in the building. This is the Blac Pill podcast. Shout out to you if you tuned in. If you tune in, you are the core and you are the resistance. Welcome to the Atom Effect. Yes, sir. Hey, man. I had a stroke of, I don't know what's the correct terminology, but I'm gonna say I lost my mind for a little bit of time. But when I lost my mind, I had to do something I thought I'd never do no time soon. A ninja cut off the locks. I cut off the locks, so I am a bit shy right now. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, I have no hair on my head. Yeah, no hair on my head. I'm a bit uncomfortable. But it's all good. In the meantime, between time, we're gonna play you guys a video real quick before we get started. While I find the YouTube chat and pour myself a quick cup of coffee. And like I said, shout out to YouTube. We on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook. What up, everybody? Y'all answer the poll in the chat. Let me play a video for you guys. Let me see. We're gonna do Gil. Here we go.
Bro, yeah. I'm Gil. You Gil? I'm looking for Keisha. Yeah, you was the one in her DM. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We played you, bro. Yeah. We got your cash out. We appreciate you, boss. You a freak in them DMs, too. Yeah. We'll expose you, boss.
No, it ain't-
No. You a freak, boss. What's in the box?
12-piece spicy.
Put it down or we expose you. Put it down. You came with flowers too, boss? Oh my God. You came with flowers, boss? Put it down, boss. Walk up.
All right. Shit, we in here. Hold on, let me pull myself up. Hey man, I'm a little bit shy. I'm baldy now. What up, everybody? It's your boy. Damn, I'm bald. I cut the hair, man. Now everybody like, Black Adam. Why'd you cut your hair?
But what the hell, bro?
It's a lot of maintenance, man. Shout out to the women. Hey, shout out to the ladies, man. What up, ladies?
Hello.
Shout out to the ladies, man. Yeah, bro, it's not easy to keep doing your hair. So, when you ninjas get mad at the women for putting in weave and extensions and all that, I'm here to tell you, it's annoying to sit in that chair and keep doing your hair. Shout out to the ladies. Yeah, so with that being said, I am officially going to be like Rick Ross. Shout out to Ricky Ross, the boss. I'm going to be like Rick Ross. And I'm going to probably grow my beard out. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to have to find a way to connect these lines. So, yeah, we probably grow the beard out. And I'm going to be a baldy with a beard. Shout out to the women that like baldies with beards. I'm not going to say deaf, but we don't like the women that don't like baldies and beards. So, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. Like I said, shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the core. You are the resistance. I feel so weird today with my head being like this. I'm gonna pull up the Facebook chat, but I can see everybody's chat for the most part. So what up, everybody? Don't be shy. Say hi. Don't be shy. Say hi. That's the new motto. Don't be shy. Say hi. 1 second. I'm trying to pull up the Facebook chat. And the question is, and really I'm trying to actually create a poll on Facebook. And the question is Travis, what's his name? Oh, is Travis Hunter foolish for marrying Leanna without a prenup? You ninjas, boy. Coming to $1 million, want to give it away. Vote and tell us what you think in the comments. Now, hopefully I can create the poll. If I can't create the poll, it's all good. Let me see. First things first, I'm trying to get the comment section for Facebook. So bear with me, please. And we're going to get right with it. And we got a good show today. We got a couple things to discuss. But that's the main thing going on right now. All right, here is the Facebook chat. Excuse me. Here's the Facebook chat. And yeah, also, like I said, man, another reason why I cut my hair is because I need you guys to take me serious. So I realize a lot of times I may come off, well, first off, let me start by saying this. I am actually young. I'm not old. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't seem to take me serious when I be speaking because I have my hair. Shout out to the youngins. Shout out to the young generation. They take the young generation at face level because they had their hair grown. They ain't putting no dough up. They sitting there talking like they know when they don't really know. I'm here to tell you, ninja, I know what it is, okay? I know what it is. All right, so I'm pretty sure I have the Facebook chat here. I don't know why it's looking like this, though. Oh, actually. All right. Shout out to what's this ninja name? Shout out to this ninja I used to go to school with. He said, Goofy of the decade. It's funny because I'm getting more money than you, and you just got blocked. Hold on, you just got blocked. We about to block you now for being stupid. 1 second, we gonna block you because we not finna do that shit on my Monday. You ain't finna ruin my Monday. Shout out to you. Hope you doing well. Oh, I hope you mean Travis. I hope you don't mean me. I hope you don't mean me. I hope you mean Travis. But besides the point, let me continue the show. 1 second. Like I said, we're going to get into the show, guys. 1 second. All right, let's get it. Here we go. Let's get it. So like I said, man, we got a good show for you guys today. On Facebook, let's try and keep it PG on Facebook because I don't want to get blocked. I've been blocked before. Let's not get blocked again, okay? Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Now, when we say Goofy of the decade, let's keep it PG. I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're talking about Travis. If you're talking about Travis, I mean, hey. But I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say too much because I've been blocked before. So let's get with it. All right, first things first, let's see what we got popping off. Like I said, I feel funny, guys. I am a little bald. But also, just in case you guys need to know, I got my hair in a bag. Shout out to my homie, Malik. You know, he was telling me about the hair. He got his hair grown, and he was like, did you keep it? You can always reattach it. And I told him I got it in the bag just in case I ever change my mind. Let me continue. All right, so first things first, we got Kai Cenat revealing he turned down offers from Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Tubi, who all wanted to bring Streamer University to their platforms. Let's get it.
I'm gonna say some real shit because I haven't even given y'all any game for real. One thing I learned with this shit, bro. A lot of people been talking about how this shit should be on Netflix, how this shit should be on or Amazon Prime should buy this, Tubi should buy it, somebody hire and they do it crazy. We already been getting talks with different people, but I want to go ahead and say this, bro. But an idea like this so original, you got to keep it where it's at. You want to know why? I want y'all to learn something, bro. Y'all channels and who y'all are as a person. Y'all channels, y'all pages are being content creators, gang. This is y'all idea. This is your guys' stuff. You feel me? Treat your platform as if you would treat other platforms. Shout out to all these big platforms that have subscriptions, bro. Twitch, I think of it like this. If you're gonna sub up, you're gonna get some good shit. Y'all have the opportunity to make y'all platforms as big as other platforms that y'all see. They're all doing the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same exact. I'm gonna say.
All right, shout out to Kai Cenat. And real quick, we'll stop the show real quick. Let me see, y'all can hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. Hey, my bad, Chris. I thought you was somebody else. Shout out to Christopher. My fault. Just so y'all know, for those of you who are new here, I have a lot of haters. So it's a lot of times people be coming in the chat, turning up. You know, I got to defend myself. I'm by myself out here in these streets. But shout out to my boy. I see you doing well in Miami. I hope you're still good. Shout out to Jack. We got Jack in the building. And yeah, we're going to talk about it, man. That's the main event. Like I said, y'all answer the poll in the chat. Let's get right with it. But yeah, people, like I said, I'm a bit on edge, okay? I'm going to address the elephant in the room so y'all can understand why I'm on edge, all right? Here we go. 1 second. So in case you didn't know, this is the elephant in the room.
But what the hell, boy?
Yeah, so we had a stroke of consciousness and we went bald the other night. So now I'm sitting here like, who the hell am I? So I don't know who I am right now. So bear with me, people. Bear with me. If you catch a stray, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? Just think about when we came up as youngins. Shout out to everybody that knew me when we was younger. Think about all them strays I took when we was in school for being dark, for looking like under the table, for looking like nighttime, okay? That's it. That's all I can say, bro. That's all I can say, bro. But it's all love though. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Shout out to Kai Cenat. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't get accepted in the Streamer University. It is what it is, my ninja. I mean, I didn't get the email. You feel me? I didn't get the email, so I don't really know. But at the same time, yeah, man, I ain't get accepted in the Streamer University. It's all good. It is what it is. Shout out to the content creators, and Kai Cenat is smart for choosing to actually not necessarily join up with these big conglomerates, I'm gonna call them. And the reason why is because when it comes to all this stuff, they're gonna give you money, but they're gonna control the narrative. And that's the whole thing. We live in a world now where media controls what we think, what we do. At the same time, you know, we have companies. I always tell people this, you know, companies are running the world. So companies are running the American free world. So we're not really free. Even the people, the politicians that you see in power, the politicians can be influenced. Like, for example, shout out to President DJT, President Donald J. Trump, right? Follow me. So when it comes to the politicians of the world make a lot of money, but even the president, I believe, only makes, if I'm not mistaken, $400,000 a year. There are companies that make more money than the president. So how do the companies run the world? The companies run the world because they can influence certain things by offering a set amount of money. And everybody has a price. So I guarantee you, if what Kai Cenat is saying is true, what we have to realize is the price wasn't enough. That's the whole thing. I think the price wasn't enough and they weren't giving him what he want because like I said, everybody has a price. Let's continue. We got Drake giving a motivational speech to Streamer University attendees talking about you are the future. Shout out to Drizzy. Shout out to Drizzy. Here we go.
Network. People thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world. That cable network is now known as CNN. The first ever reality TV show was in 1942, I believe. It's called Candid Camera, probably before a lot of your time. Then came reality shows like The Real World, etc. Reality TV stars were joked about. It was almost like a shunned profession. Now Kim Kardashian is worth well over $1 billion.
I say all that to say it's my belief that the individuals that attended
Hold up, this shit tripping. We're gonna rerun it. Here we go.
Network. People thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the world. That cable network is now known as CNN. The first ever reality TV show was in 1942, I believe. It's called Candid Camera, probably before a lot of your time. Then came reality shows like The Real World, etc. Reality TV stars were joked about. It was almost like a shunned profession. Now Kim Kardashian is worth well over $1 billion. I say all that to say it's my belief that the individuals that attended this program and that are sitting watching this video are the next shift in media. You all have the capability to take things farther than any of us ever imagined. I've said it before and I'll say it again, you are the future. People watch your channels, whether they're at 300 viewers or 300,000 viewers, and they find relatability. They find joy. They find an escape from their own lives. You know, the opportunity is there for you to take the top spot in popularity and earning ability. I feel that streaming is the ideal profession.
All right, Drake, we get it, man. Damn. Shout out to Drake. Drake reading off he's reading off the tablet, but I mean, he makes a lot of points. And the point is streaming is the future, right? Shout out to all the streamers and content creators. Streaming is the future, but it's not the future that we think, because once AI takes over, the whole thing that's going to separate all of us is our individual talent in terms of being entertaining. I personally think. Once robots take over, what are we going to do other than fix robots? But once the robots can fix themselves, what are we going to do? And that's the whole issue. But streaming is the way to go. I mean, I could break down streaming to you guys what it really is, but that game is not for the free. I honestly should charge, but I'll just give you an idea of what it is. You guys understand what blogging is? Do you know what blogging is? And I shouldn't even give out this info, but blogging is what streaming is. So blogging is like a real life interpretation of what a streamer is. So when you see people post shit on the blogs and all this stuff and they make notes of blah, 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 whatever's going on, that whole thing that's going on is what streaming is. So streaming is just a live version of people blogging. Instead of writing everything, people are saying all the stuff. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? But yes, the next generation, it's tough because we always say the young generation is the people to take over, but don't let that deter you. At the same time, life is perspective. So a lot of people have accomplished great things later on in life. At the same time, majority of the time, a lot of people accomplish a lot of great things early on in life. And then as life goes on, you start to slow down. It's just the old, father time stepping in and controlling the people. Here we go. Let's continue.
For onlookers, for the youth. The next generation wants to be a Duke or a Tylil.
Shout out to Duke and Tylil. I don't want to be a Duke and Tylil. We got Michael Jordan, and we got some things to tell you about Michael Jordan as well. I believe Michael Jordan is going to be going back into the sports world. He's going to be a reporter. So shout out to Michael Jordan. Let me see if I can find that information for you. And we have Michael Jordan right here speaking, saying, don't let the perception from others stop you from doing what you want. Here we go.
All decisions I made, other people may view to be not the right decisions from their perspective. For me, it was the best thing that could have happened for me. People don't see that, and people will never understand that to be success. You know, all they think about, well, he batted .202, you know, and he struck out a certain number of times. Yeah, okay. You know, but the effort was there, and the learning curve and the passion was there that has transcended not just to me, but to other people who are afraid to do things because they're worried about the perception that may come from other places. That's more gratifying than anything. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Don't be afraid to fail. Now, all the decisions I made, other people may view to be not the right decisions from their perspective. For me, it was the best thing that could have happened for me. People don't see that, and people will never understand that to be success. You know, all they think about, well, he batted .202, you know, and he struck out a certain number of times. Yeah, okay. You know, but the effort was there, and the learning curve and the passion was there that has transcended not just to me, but to other people who are afraid to do things because they're worried about the perception that may come from other places.
Hey, man, Motivational Mondays, man. Motivational Mondays. Shout out to the men. Hey, shout out to the men, man. Hey, man, pull up. Gentlemen, pull up to the front of the club or the class and form a circle. Yeah, man, hey, you know, it's hard, bro. It's hard at times. The reason why it's hard is because we live in a society where we're bombarded by things all the time. We're bombarded by interpretations, biases. I don't want to say racism. We're going to say prejudice. And it's just the natural reality of the world because we're forced certain messages as we, you know, come up, as we get older. You know, you're indoctrinated into a society that you weren't necessarily wanting to be in. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just the way life is. Where you're born is what you know, and what you know is what you become. At the same time, like I said, shout out to Michael Jordan for giving good game. A lot of times in life, we need to kind of focus on ourselves and what we're trying to do. And like I said, it's just the whole thing. You know, people look at it different ways. A lot of times, majority of the people that I've seen that were successful had a team around them. You might hear the story of, oh, they did it by themselves. No, they had a group of people pushing them up and uplifting them to become somebody great. So even Michael Jordan was raw. You know, he was nice, but he had the coaches around him to help him become greater. Shout out to Kobe, because Kobe kind of had that kind of killer mentality that they always discuss. A lot of times, you got to have a different mindset in comparison to most of the people around you. And a lot of people don't have that mindset because we're all stuck on get money. But what about being great? And in order to be great, the money's going to come. But sometimes it takes a bit of time before you become great. Shout out to Michael Jordan.
That's more gratifying than anything. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Don't be afraid to fail. Now, all the decisions I made, other people may view to be not the right decisions from their perspective.
There we go. Let's continue. 1 second before we get to the main event, because technically it's a weekend for everybody. We got Remy Ma. We were telling you guys about Remy Ma and their relationship. So Remy Ma is discussing her new man and how he has an 800 plus credit score, makes $250K a year, and treats her better than Pap. Here we go.
When he realized that a regular that can rap, but just not the way we do it. By the way, he makes $50,000 per battle, has about 5-6 battles a year, so he makes at least $250,000 a year. You understand? Great credit score. I never seen a person with a credit score like this in my life, like the richest people that I've been around. But anyway, unlike some people who beg me to add their name to one of my properties and I have a fucking lien on it because they don't pay their taxes. He couldn't believe and couldn't fathom why him. So while he's sitting there, she was saying, why Hitman, why Goods? Why are you fucking lying? Why are you lying? You was devastated that a regular that used to work for sanitation, got a pension plan, got a 401k, that happens to rap, was able, when he realized your manipulation, was able to treat me nice. Not just because the camera's on, not just because people are watching, but because he genuinely felt like that. Not because I was paying his bills, not because I was taking care of his kids. None of that. None of that. And then,
and that's my whole thing with like being in serious relationships, bro. You know, one thing that people have to realize when it comes to relationships are a job. And I'm not just saying like relationship like man and women. Shout out to the alphabet boys and girls, the LGBTQIA+. I'm not saying just relationships like that. A lot of times, like for example, I'll discuss like even like people I know from back home. You know, I remember I used to do therapy. I did therapy for a little bit. Shout out to all the people doing therapy. I'm a proponent of therapy in some instances. I'm not going to say it's a pseudoscience, but I will say, you know, you're never going to really solve the problem, and everybody needs a therapist, right? And the reason why everybody needs a therapist, because even your own therapist needs a therapist. That's bars. But follow me. You know, even now I'm doing a show on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that pull up. I remember when I told my therapist I felt like ghosting everybody, and she was like, why? I'm like, damn, every time I reached out to somebody, and it's not just friends, it's like people I know, just family, close associates, you know, like people acted like I was looking for something, you know, trying to reach out to them. And that's the thing I want to tell y'all, when it comes to relationships with people, like the people that you know or the people that you're close to, this is what my therapist said to me, and I'm gonna say it to y'all. So you got to be mindful of how you show up in a relationship that you have with a person. That's bars. So follow me. A lot of times, you know, you have your homies. Shout out to the men. I'm talking to you men specifically because a lot of you do this. You guys will go get you a girlfriend and then go ghosting your homies. And, you know, I understand we all living our lives and stuff, but it's like I was saying prior to, how do you expect to be successful by having no network? Now, if you have a network, this doesn't apply to you. But I'm saying, so for example, I used to hit up my homies back in the day, and I'm not affected, I'm not venting. I'm just saying, because I gotta kind of set the discourse. I used to hit up my homies, and some of my homies used to be like, you know, like, why are you texting me? And I used to be like, so like I said, when y'all make relationships with people, I'm not just saying like, you know, man and woman relationship, because even in this situation where Remy Ma is wrong is the fact that she's saying all these things that he had expectations of. But when you get into a relationship with somebody, it's a responsibility you have to them and to yourself. Like, you're not just in a relationship to be in a relationship. You're in a relationship because, you feel me, like you want to be with this person, but you want to build with this person. I never knew building something or trying to create something or to grow something required no effort. No relationship or no positive relationship is going to require no effort. So like I said, my therapist told me, she was like, oh, were you mindful? She said, Adam, were you mindful in how you showed up in those relationships? And I thought back and I was like, yeah, a lot of times I was mindful. Like a lot of times I'll just be checking up on people. Everybody was too busy for me. You know, people doing their own thing. Everybody trying to get it. I feel you know, I'm trying to get it too, but I'm like, damn, so like we ain't keeping in touch. So we just supposed to one day out the blue act like, what's up? It's all good. Like, it's all good, but it's like we don't rock the same the way we used to, because, you know, everybody had to do what they had to do and everybody went their own way, but we didn't. And I'm saying we as in both parties, and not just me, I'm saying to you all in your lives, both parties they weren't mindful of how they showed up in the relationship. And it's always a lack of miscommunication. So a lack of communication is what causes relationships to turn sour. So people can make mistakes. Like, for example, shout out to Chris. Just now in the show, I thought Chris was coming at me, and it's just, you know, I ain't speak to the ninja in a while. So I got haters on here. For those you don't know, shout out to everybody that watch my stream. You know, y'all know I got haters, right? Cause when I first came out on the stream, I was trying to expose game for my ninjas, right? For my people, my boys, my homies. And like I said, exposing this kind of game, a lot of y'all don't realize the society we live in does not tell you the truth. The reason why the society doesn't tell you the truth, because if you knew what it was, you might not participate. You might choose to say, I don't want to participate. And you have to participate because you have to push society forward. That's the only way we get better and better. That's the only way society gets better. So like I said, when I first came out with this content creation, I started doing content a year ago. When I first came out, I was talking about, I'm not going to say red pill content. I was just giving game like, damn, this is what I learned with women and all this shit. Is this true? And then I had people gaslighting me, shaming me. I had ninjas coming in here talking about, you don't speak for all men. I'm sitting here like, you know, I never said I did. So like I said, what else? I'm putting men on. I'm like, look, this is what you got to do. I'm like, bro, you got to invest in a girl, all this stuff. They talking about, if a girl really rock with you, you don't got to spend no money. I'm like, bro, no woman's going to sit there and not allow you to do something to help her and you get access to her. I used to say all this kind of stuff and everybody was looking at me like I was tripping. Then everybody distanced themselves from me. So after that, I started looking at, damn, like, what did I do wrong? I remember another time, I was doing financial planning. I'm reaching out to people, women and men. I had a bunch of people, say nasty kind of shit to me. And it's all good because it is what it is. At the end of the day, it ain't over till we in the casket. You dig? But yeah, so, I'm doing financial planning. I'm trying to help people. I'm telling them, I'm like, hey, you should sit down. You should sit down and have we should sit down and have a conversation about your finances. I'm like, okay, I know this is an uncomfortable conversation, but I'm trying to help you out. At the end of the day, and a lot of people didn't even know when I was doing them financial planning conversations, like the meetings that I was setting up, people didn't know this. I wasn't getting paid. They thought I was getting paid to sit down with them. I'm like, bro, the meeting that I'm setting you up with is a free meeting. I'm looking at these ninjas. I got ninjas spazzing on me, right? I got ninjas spazzing on me and they think I'm getting paid and I have to bite my tongue and be like, bro, I'm not even getting paid for this shit. I'm not getting paid to sit with you and try and help you with your finances. They're like, oh, you trying to make money off of me. I already said no. I'm like, okay, I get it. So cool. So, I start thinking back. And that's why I said I was in a dark place mentally a while back, right? Because I was thinking, I'm like, damn. So I try to look out for everybody that I know. And when I'm trying to look out for everybody I know, they looked at me like I was doing too much. I was like, damn, it started to be clear that I was like, I'm putting too much into people and I need to put more into myself. And that's when I start changing up. I said, okay, we're going to have to be cold now. That's why I charge for everything now. And like I said, even in the case of relationships with women, gentlemen, that's why I tell you, put yourself first, put yourself first, put yourself first. You got to put yourself first because in this world, nobody's going to put you first. I had to learn these things. I used to put everybody else's personal opinions, happiness, emotions. I used to put that before myself. And then I had to think, and I'm like, why am I doing that? When these people don't even be thankful. I used to help. I'm talking about, hey, I could go into excruciating details, but let's bring it back full circle. In the case of Remy Ma and this relationship, since today we're talking about relationships, it's like I said to the men and to the women, y'all got to understand, bro, when you're in a relationship, it's a two-way street. All this shit that they tell you about 50-50, oh, I need a man that can pay for everything, this bullshit. Okay, I'm here to tell you it's bullshit. It's bullshit. At the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for somebody to take their money, even if they make X amount of money, take their money, unless you make an extreme amount of money. In this case, shout out to Travis Hunter. He's about to sign a contract for like $37.5 million. So one time for him. But follow me. It doesn't make sense for you as a youngin' coming up, as a man coming up, until you have yourself together and you have enough income, you got enough assets. It don't make sense for you to take your money and give your money to a woman while she stacks her money and gets more money and keeps stacking her money until she has more money than you so she can leave you for another man with more money. You see what I just said right there? You see what I just said right there? So that's why I tell y'all got to be mindful in y'all relationships too. And I'm saying, especially to the men, don't let nobody play you, bro. I used to let people play me. Shout out to everybody that got over on me back when I was young. I used to let people play me. I used to let people play me and play with me. And I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I allow these things to happen out of respect for my father. I ain't want to get into serious altercations with people out of respect for my parents, because it was like, yo, you got a good brain, go to school and all this stuff. And it's a lot of situations that I should have stood up for myself and I didn't. So ninjas always wonder why I'm on 10. That's why I'm on 10. Now at the same time, it's all good. We joking. But like I said, if people catch strays, that's my BZ. If you catch a stray, just remember what we've been through. Okay. Remember what we've been through. And in terms of the ladies, hey, shout out to the women. The women gonna do what they do. The women gonna get a free pass. At the end of the day, you're not gonna see me argue with you as a lady. But at the same time, if you have, if you're not moving like a lady, if you're not feminine, I don't want to be around you. And I tell people all the time, and I tell men especially, if you have a woman that makes you act out of character or is trying to get you out of character, my advice to you is to distance yourself from that kind of woman. Because in today's society, you're going to lose a lot of money. Now, even in this case with Travis Hunter, and we're going to discuss that further in a little bit, based off of the whole nature of everything that we've seen on social media, we don't know the inside of how their relationship work, but we've seen some dynamics on the outside. And the reality of the situation is he should have got a prenup. And I'm not saying that to be mean. My best way to describe it, shout out to the ladies, is Rihanna, I'm pretty sure, I don't know whether or not she married ASAP or whatever the case may have you, but Rihanna got a prenup. And, you know, people will turn around and be like, oh, but she's a billionaire. The reality of the situation is, if you get with a woman that has more money than you, she'll probably get a prenup. So it will make sense that you do the same thing. But let's continue.
Then, after I created my battle league, Chrome 23, I hope to make another battle league that's popping. He signed himself to, he literally that day signed himself to Slitcherverse Records and dropped a single the same day. The same day.
So that's enough of Remy Ma. We'll give you guys an update on that later. Let's continue. 1 second. We got Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. We got Carmelo Anthony being charged as an adult under Texas state law. If found guilty of first-degree murder, he potentially faces a life sentence. Now, this is a very pivotal case. It's like I said, man, what it comes down to. Personally, shout out to this comment right here. We know what the society we live in says. It said if a white kid deleted a black kid under the same circumstances, the white kid wouldn't be charged. I don't necessarily know about that. What I do know is this is not the kind of precedent we want to set. When it comes to kids. The reality of the situation is Carmelo Anthony defended himself. Why he felt he had to defend himself in that way, that's the real thing that we need to understand. And parents, you need to do better with your kids. I know you guys are going to say you can't raise teenagers. Well, you need to have conversations with your kids. First things first, have a conversation with your kids about touching people when they don't want to be touched. Secondly, have a conversation with your kids and make your kids realize that if you do something to somebody, don't be mad if they react a certain way to you, because you have to be mindful how you show up. And I always say it, and I always say these things and preface it with this example. I'm really dark. So for example, I can't walk around or I can't walk outside my crib and act a fool. If I walk outside my crib and I act a fool, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to get arrested. And I hold everybody else to the same standard now because I'm held to that standard. So what it comes down to is this. If you try to put your hands on somebody and try and be the authority of somebody and you're not in a position of authority, i.e. a police officer, security guard, even then security guards aren't supposed to touch people. And I know because I used to be security. You're not supposed to touch people unless they touch you as a security guard. But if you're not in a position of authority, you have no right to touch somebody. We're just going to start there. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it justifies Carmelo Anthony's being. No, it doesn't justify him turning around and stabbing him. Secondly, what people need to realize as well is, what does it come down to? You can't, how do I say this properly? You can't make somebody react the way you want them to react. So you can't put your hands on somebody and expect them to want to fight fair with you. You can't say, I want to fight you and shoot the fair one. And if they say no, you can't get mad that they turn around and resort to extreme violence, because if they didn't want to fight with you, you can't sit there and expect them to fight with you. This is not your world. It don't matter if he didn't want to take an ass whooping. It don't matter if he didn't want to, It don't matter if he didn't want to take an ass whooping. It don't matter if he didn't want to fight fair. This is the real world. And the reality of the real world is this. You can't put your hands on somebody and expect them to react fairly to you. If you put your hands on somebody, be ready to die about that, okay? I have to say it like that so people understand me. That's kids, maybe not kids. I'm saying like young adults that could potentially be tried as an adult. If y'all find your way to my page, like I said, hear me and hear me well. If you put your hands on somebody, you got to be ready to defend yourself in all instances. So you got to be ready to defend yourself from a glizzy. You got to be ready to defend yourself from a taser. You got to be ready to defend yourself from brass knuckles. These are all things I seen when I was in high school coming up as a youngin'. I seen people have these things and use these things. They had these things and they kept these things on them. And when push came to shove, they used those things. Just to put it into perspective, I seen women with actual tasers in school. Yes. What else? Ninjas was carrying guns in school. What else? I seen a ninja take some brass knuckles and knock a ninja's whole set of golds out his mouth. And like I said, because they wanted to fight, they wanted to be thugging. So my advice to you is, if you want to live, if you want to live and be about that life, you want to be thugging, you want to be mobbing through the streets. Hey man, more power to you. Me personally, I can move like that. I ain't trying to move like that only because I like my freedom more than I like being around you ninjas, okay? So I got to put it like that and put it into perspective. Secondly, gentlemen, if you look like me or if you look like a moniker of me, a version of me, I'm saying like colored. If you're colored, please understand that you don't want to be in this court system, in this legal system. You don't want to be tried by a jury of your peers. Shout out to Papa Black. Papa Black told me that. You know why? Because we live in a society that's perpetuated by stigma. So 9 times out of 9 and really 10 times out of 10, your jury of peers is probably not going to look like you. So it's not going to be a fair trial, regardless of what they say on the paper or what's said in the Constitution. They're not going to give you a fair trial because at the end of the day, they already feel some kind of way about you. Now I'm saying you can put 2 and 2 together. We'll call it the powers that be. So my advice to you is to find a way to stay away from the court system. Now, this doesn't mean don't defend yourself, but this means you got to find a way to develop some form of conflict resolution skills. I'm gonna give y'all some game before we continue the show. Shout out to Rich the Engineer, my brother. Rich the Engineer came through. That's why I popped up in here late. So look, we was at the club, right? We went to the club. So, it's girls dancing. We about to go. I'm like, damn, I'm tired. So there's this girl standing with her homies, like with her girlfriends, and these dudes came after, but she's standing with the girls, in the club to the side, right? So, I asked her, like, it's like a little table where they're standing. So it's like a table, imagine they're standing. So at the edge of the table, I said, excuse me, can I like stand here? I said, can I put my elbow here? Cause I'm trying to just like rest for a little bit. She said, yeah, it's cool. So let me tell you how this Latino brother, shout out to the Latino men. So this Latino brother approaches me and proceeds to tell me that that's his girl. In my head, I'm thinking to myself,
but what the hell, boy?
I'm thinking to myself, I want to tell him, I'm like, what's your point? I guess he thought I was trying to talk to his girl, the music loud and stuff. So I'm like, he said whatever he said. I'm like, okay, so I'm standing here over by the table, and I guess he thought I wanted to talk to his girl. So he looking like he want to do something. Like I said, I'm a big ass dude, so I'm taller than him, and then my brother's taller than me. So we're both looking at him like, so what's up? Like, what's the move? What you want to do? But I'm like, you know what? Let me have some common sense and have some conflict resolution. Clearly, I'm in a better mind than him. Secondly, to be real, I'm not trying to throw no shade. His girl wasn't all that. So I'm confused as to why he thought I would approach her. But, even with me, at this point, I have my hair. So, I have my hair. So I got my chains on, and I'm the way I'm walking, I look like I'm a thug. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I tap him. I say, come here. I say, what I tell him, I basically told him, I'm like, I don't know what you thought this was, but yeah, no disrespect. It ain't no big deal. And I think he realized that I was just trying to sit at the table, and he was like, it's all good. He clapped me up. But that's what I'm saying, where it's like, you don't know what somebody going through in their head. You don't know where their mind's at. And sometimes you got to be careful. So me personally, he told me, the first thing he told me is like, it's 6 other people here. I guess that was supposed to deter me from being there. I wasn't deterred by that. I was deterred by the fact that there was a police presence, right? We outside, it's the club Saturday night on Memorial Day weekend. It's a big police presence. If I sit there and knock this ninja out, I'm gonna get arrested. I got my brother with me. First time, second or third time my brother come through, I'm not finna have my brother sitting in jail just cause this ninja in his feelings about a girl that he probably sleep with every night, right? Like, why would I be sitting there? Like, what am I supposed to do? Right? So I'm like, okay, we just gonna walk away. So what we did? We walked away. I said, yeah, I appreciate you letting me stay there. He was like, it's all good. He clapped me up. We walked out early because I don't have time to be playing with this ninja. Next thing you know, I look around, I look to the left, boom, this ninja just clocked me in my jaw because he was mad that I asked this girl to stand at the table. And whatever they going through in their relationship could be a whole thing. So that's why I'm telling you guys, you don't control people's reactions. All you can do is handle your own business. So you got to have some form of conflict resolution skills, people. Let's continue. And we giving some major gems today. But yeah, like I was saying, so Michael Jordan is returning to sports for $40 million per year. Congratulations to him. Hey, bro, they need to have some new people up there, bro. So they're bringing him back into the sports world as a broadcaster. Shout out to the sports community. He will allegedly make $40 million a year for it. This will put him up as one of the highest earners ever, above the $37.5 million that Tom Brady receives from Fox. Do you think the GOAT deserves it? I mean, shout out to him. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Michael Jordan. Does he deserve it? I would say, yeah, he deserves it. I would say, too, that his name is immortalized. So they immortalized the whole thing with the Jordan shoes and all that. He's a great player. Personally, I'm a LeBron fan. I think LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. I know people will hate, but it is what it is. Only thing with LeBron, like I said, when I say the best player alive, I mean, or the best player of all time, I mean with LeBron's the best all-around player of all time. LeBron's the best all-around player of all time for me. Michael Jordan might be the best shooting guard of all time. And then, we got Stephen Curry coming in competition for second. And then there's Kobe. So I'm saying best all-around player is LeBron James. LeBron James can play every position or was playing every single position at a dominating level. So that's why I rock with the James family. Shout out to LBJ. Shout out to LBJ. Shout out to the GOAT. Let's continue. We got Cooking with Kaya. Shout out to Cooking with Kaya. She was speaking on cheating on her boyfriend last night. Hey, bro, I'm telling you. Hey, bro. Shout out to the women. Shout out to the women, bro. Here we go.
How can you cheat with somebody you're not with? And what did I do? Like, I'm okay. I'm great. I'm having fun. Insecurity. Senior University. Hello? How can you cheat with somebody you're not with?
All right, so basically, I don't know if they was together, not together, but supposedly they said it was together, and she was in the club shaking her butt, and I guess dudes were smacking her butt. I mean, fellas, I'm here to tell you, doing this shit as a content creator, I'm gonna let you know right now. If a woman is a content creator, all right, I'm giving game today. I'm gonna give y'all some free game. Normally I'll charge for this. If a woman is a content creator on today's internet, God knows, and all the ninjas know, and we're here to tell you, she doesn't belong to you. She belongs to us. She belongs to the game. Y'all gotta understand, she belongs to the game. And the reason why she belongs to the game is because she has to sell herself, and she has to sell whatever aspect she's selling of herself to make her money. So she belongs to the game. Now, if you want to go wife up a woman that belongs to the game and you're strong enough to do that, hey man, more power to you. Me personally, I'm not that strong. You can see it. I'm fragile. I ain't that strong. So I ain't finna do it. But if you could do it, more power to you. I know people that's been with strippers and all that. I'm not that strong. I can't do it. Let's see what the comments say. How can I cheat with someone I'm not with? Now read that slowly. That's the whole point. How can I cheat with someone I'm not with? Now she talking about what I do. She been getting twerk wind on her chicken. Alfredo, what did you expect? Now she talking about what I do. Let me see. 1 second. Let me see. My bad, this shit tripping. Hold on, my mouse tripping.
How can you cheat with?
Here we go. All right, she said she began twerk wind, blah, blah, blah. As a Virgo, I love Virgo women. You just got to enjoy your time with them. I can bet everything in my wallet. While she was saying Streamer University and acting cool, she was texting him the whole time trying to find out what she did wrong. Hey, bro, like I said, gentlemen, let these girls do what they do, man. You can't control them. If you think you could control them, good luck to you. God couldn't save these girls. What makes you think you can? Let's continue. We got GTA 6 to release exactly 1 year from now. Let's get it. And supposedly, based off of this information right here, Rockstar Games is aiming for a focused 45 to 50 hour playthrough for GTA 6, designed to keep players engaged without overstaying its welcome. This tighter structure allows for a deeper character development and for a more refined storyline. The plot follows main characters Lucia and Jason as they navigate life in Florida, a fictional state inspired by Florida, while trying to steer clear of a life of crime. Okay. Shout out to Leonida. That's what it is? Leonida. Shout out to Leonida. That seems cool. 1 second. There we go. All right, let's continue. Do we have anything else? Oh, we have Cooking with Kaya. And this is what Cooking with Kaya or whatever was happening. And why she, they say she was cheating. I don't know if she was cheating, but she responds. Like I said, here we go.
All right, y'all. So basically, we, for the people who don't know, we went to, we had a party, like we all went to like the club. Basically, I was dancing with the girls. Supposedly, he touched me, and I had no idea. Like, he touched me without me even seeing. So I was unaware of that until the chat started saying, like, his name. And I didn't know who he was at first, but he did just come up to me. He apologized if he did do it, which I'm not denying that he did because I seen, like, a clip or whatever, but he apologized for it. No, y'all, do not start saying assault. Don't start saying that, y'all. Don't say that. Don't say that. But he did apologize. He wanted to apologize.
My bad. We got to run that back. We got to run that back because I got to make my comments.
On stream. He wants to apologize he wants to apologize to my chat for that. Because, yeah, like I said, he said he was drunk. I didn't know that he was, like I said, I was with girls. I was with a group of girls. I was streaming the whole time. I was with a group of girls. So supposedly when he did that, he said he was, like, drunk or whatever. But like I said, he apologized. All right, y'all. So basically, I guess he smacked her butt without her knowing is the whole idea. Here we go. All right, so we turn the music off. I'm trying to see the butt thing. I'm confused. Wait, what? Hold up.
Can I see you as my crush? I will not judge. Teddy for I don't want love. See you in those.
All right, so I guess he's seen her shaking her butt. Hey, I mean, what do y'all expect, bro? I don't know. What do y'all expect, man? Women are gonna do what they want to do, man, especially if they look attractive. Shout out to the pretty women. They gonna do what they want to do. So I mean, I don't know why this is shocking, but let's continue. Let me see. Yeah, this shit tripping. Hold on. There we go. I guess this is the last thing we're gonna do before we get to the main event. We got LeBron James being exposed for attending Diddy's parties. Here we go.
How many guys were on video saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party"? How many people like openly talked about being there?
LeBron?
Yeah, how Ashton Kutcher, all these people. Like, you guys all went, you didn't see nothing? You didn't see nothing? Yeah.
Donnell.
How many guys were on video saying,
and just for the clarification, shout out to this comment right here. It says all Diddy parties were not freak offs, just so you guys know. So don't assume. And we're gonna keep you guys updated on that case as well. We got tired of reporting on it, but we'll keep you updated. All right, man, let's get to the main event. Let me see. Main event time, like I said, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter shuts down the haters with I do's, and he marries his fiancee months after online criticism. Woo! And 4, 3, 2, 2. Oh man, I messed up. I can't find it. But like I said, main event time. I can't find my 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, man. Let's talk about it. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go to TikTok. I'm gonna have to start wearing my glasses on here. That one won't turn up no more. I accidentally turned up on the wrong people. I'm thinking people coming for me. I don't even know where my glasses is. I might have to start wearing my glasses at this point because I can't see nothing at this point. Y'all should see the way this program looks, man. Y'all can see it looks messed up. Getting old. The beauty of getting old. Let me see. That's much better though. I want to be turning up on nobody. Lose my whole fan base. All right, so can I see a bit better? I can see a bit better. Hold on. I can actually see everything now. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I can see everything now. Before I couldn't even see. All right, man. We're going to do the glasses today, man. It's been a long weekend. I ain't going to lie. If y'all can tell, my eyes is red. I'm tired. I'm cranky. I apologize. It's been a lot. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. All right, let's get right with it. Travis. Hunter wedding. First off, here is footage from the wedding when he gifted her a new car. Ninjas is tripping, boy. Ninjas is tripping, boy. Here we go. Alright, so he gifted her a $200,000 car. Actually, this is what I meant to press. Y'all ninjas is tripping, bro. But like I said, I'm not the boss of you ninjas and your money. All I know is you ninjas are wild. Shout out to his wife, Leanna, for getting the bag. Shout out to Leanna for getting the bag. She got the bag. She got the bag. And gentlemen, I'm going to keep telling you guys, you can do what you got to do, but understand this. If you don't protect yourself, nobody out here is going to protect you. And that's why I say put yourself first and protect yourself. Here's Leanna Lene. No music. All right, so this is her. And she looked at that ninja like, I got him. Hold on. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. Excuse me. I missed it. Hold on. Right there. Hold on. Hold on. Let me play it back. Yeah, she got that ninja. She got that ninja. She got that ninja. And it's just like, where's his circle? Does he not have his father in his life? I'm confused. Where's his circle? And here is them turning up right here. Let's see. Hold on.
Was to live.
What the hell, boy?
Hey, shout out to him, man. He's happy. Shout out to him. But one thing I'll tell you guys, hey, man, never let your happiness or trying to be happy dictate what you do. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one of the mistakes I've made in life. Always trying to let my happiness dictate what I do has actually put me in somewhat of a hole. Now, that's okay, right? That's okay because, you know, you could dig yourself out of a hole, but you got to be mindful of what you do. So I got a couple bands in debt, trying to put my happiness, like I said, other people's happiness before myself. Put your happiness in front of things, but make sure to be mindful of the decisions you make, especially when it comes to one of the biggest decisions of your life. This case being marriage. Now, me personally, I don't know if I'll ever have an American marriage. I might get married in another country and get the documents in another country, but I don't know if I have an American marriage, right? And the reason being, you know, society is not set up to protect men. It's set up to protect women, and that's fine. Protect all women. Shout out to the ladies. Right? Protect all women. Shout out to the ladies. My whole thing is like, okay, you know, we can protect all women, but are we going to protect men from being like finessed? And, you know, in a woman's head, like if a woman marries you guys, if a woman marries you and stays for at least 6 months, in the eyes of all the other women, right? Or if she has a kid or two by you, in the eyes of majority of all the other women, right? You know, I told you we're governed by the terms some, not all. In the eyes of majority of the women, once she married you, she's entitled to half of whatever you earned before her. I don't make those rules. That's just what it is. Past that, yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, shout out to you. Then this her right here. I ain't putting the music on, but this her right here. She young. I don't know how old she is, but this is her and her buddies. And it's upside down. It's not my camera. That's just how it is. But you can see him turn your head. I can see him turn your head. That's just how it is, right? That's just how they look. I mean, shout out to her. She not ugly, you know? They probably make some cute kids. But like I said, gentlemen, you got to be mindful, bro, because before he signed his contract, 3 days before he signed his contract, he made this decision. So now she's entitled to half of his contract. Here we go. Hold up.
Travis, some people just have to learn
the hard way. So earlier today, Travis Hunter and Liana got married, and he surprised her at the wedding with a new G-Wagon. We've all tried to warn him time after time after time again. It's like Travis got that $30 million signing bonus and lost his fucking mind. If I was the first round top 3 draft pick and I just got married, this is not the facial expression that I would want to see on my newly wedded wife. I guarantee they had an argument this morning before the wedding. I don't see this.
Hey, bro, shout out to Travis, bro. Look, one thing that I learned. Look, bro, one thing that I learned, right? One thing that I learned, I gotta take the glasses off because the light's burning me. One thing that I learned, gentlemen, we are hard-headed, okay? Men are hard-headed, and a hard head makes a soft ass, okay? We're hard-headed. We're hard-headed. We have to learn to listen. Gentlemen, the Bible's over there. I go get the Bible. But the Bible says this, and I'm not using the Bible like I'm a Bible thumper, like I'm so religious. I'm not that religious. I said it in a freestyle. God forgive me because I love the way I feel when I'm sinning. But even the Bible says iron sharpens iron. A lot of times we need to listen to the men around us. We have to remember, right? As men, we're trying to find solutions to problems. That's just how we are. Most men, that's how we are. It is what it is. What it comes down to is this, bro. We got to learn sometimes, like our homies or our friends or even our acquaintances, they aren't saying stuff to steer us the wrong way. They're saying it just from the outside looking in. Hey, this is what it looks like. Now I'm here to tell you, women do the same thing for women. Not all the time, but women give each other advice. We shouldn't be scared to take the advice from other men. A lot of times, especially in a case when it's like a lot of people on the same page, a lot of times we don't want to take advice from people even when the writing's on the wall. For example, even me with my music, I had to take the advice of my parents. My dad told me I have to be able to like make money doing something else while doing my music. And that's what I'm focused on doing now, because to make music, the shit costs money. Like ninjas wonder why you ain't blow up? Why you ain't blow up? Because unless I sell myself out, like unless I sell out the creative aspect of everything and give the ninjas access to Black Adam and the Adam Effect, right? Like if I don't give away the brand and just become the artist, I'm not going to be able to have creative control. And if I can't have creative control, I'm not actually doing what I want to do. I'm doing a version of what I want to do. Now, at the same time, if I want full creative control, I'm going to have to accept the fact that I'm going to have to work my ass off. It's so much more than just making music. I got to promote the music. I got to market the music. I got to make a video. After I make the video, I got to tell people go listen. After that, I got to go do shows. After that, I got to find a way to make more money so I can make more music. After that, like I said, all these things add up. That's not even including the business side of actually copywriting the music. You know, you got to pay to copyright your music. You know, you got to pay to license your music. You know, you got to pay to market your music. You know, you got to pay to get this out. You know, you got to pay to do this. That's not including taking pictures, press kits, going to, what's the shit called? Going to those freestyles y'all see on the radar. Shout out to On the Radar. Going on the radar, doing interviews. Magazine, that shit costs you some motherfucking money, okay? And that's why we got to be mindful. That's why I got to be a bit careful. So like I said, now I have to shift over to where I'm going to drop my music, but I got to drop it at the level I'm at, and hopefully, and not really hopefully, because like I said, this is calculated. I find a way to level up based off of the investments I make. And I mean, I'm working on it, but I got to have my bills still solidified. You still got to pay your bills at the end of the day. I got to keep the lights on. The lights going to go off if I don't keep them on. I got to put food on the table. Ninjas don't be donating, so you got to go put food on the table. Like I said, ninjas will sit there and watch you, right? Ninjas will sit there and watch you, and it's all good. I ain't throwing shots. I'm just saying. They'll sit there and watch you and get them laughs and not put no dough up. Ninjas sit there, not give you 50 cents, $1, $2. Hey, man, I appreciate what you do. Like it's a tip. Ninjas don't even want to tip you. Put nothing in the tip jar. And they think you somehow supposed to just do this shit, just like the music. I make fire ass music. Y'all can go check out my music. Ninjas think I'm just gonna keep making music for free, not making no money off of it. I'm actually making money off of my music right now. It's not the money that I want, but I've actually made money in comparison to the rest of these artists. Shout out to my boy Ewu, that he said that they just make music and they put that music into the void. They just put it into the void. I'm saying all this to say, when I first started, people told me these things and I was hard-headed. Back when I started making music, I was 18, like really started by myself. You know, I'm in my mid to late 20s now. And back then I was going off of the strength of it's going to work out because I believe in myself and all this bullshit. And gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, it's cool to believe in yourself and be confident in yourself. But at the end of the day, in this world as a man, the way you're dealing, everything you do is business, okay? Business. This shit is business. Do y'all hear me? Like when y'all see me pop shit on here, this shit for real deal business. This shit for real deal business. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm telling you, I'm gonna show y'all some proof. I'll do it later. But even when I'm on these platforms, I can't say what I actually want to say. If I say what I want, like for example, if I choose to talk with a ghetto demeanor, right? And I choose to talk like a hood ninja, and I be on here saying all type of ish like, you know, women ain't ish but hoes and tricks and all kind of crazy mumbo jumbo like that, right? Do y'all understand that they will demonetize me? Do y'all understand that I'm coming out of being demonetized for like a year? Imagine being demonetized. This is how it can affect the business. Imagine being demonetized for a year as a musical artist. Imagine on my TikTok, I can't blow up my TikTok as a musical artist because they demonetized me because of how many people hit the dislike button. And it's not even that they hit the dislike button. They reported it and said I was bullying. Do y'all understand me, bro? Do y'all understand how bad that can... Imagine you doing 3,000 streams a month, right? 3,000 listeners a month. That shit dropped down to 300 because they hitting your stuff while you trying to make it pop. They hitting a negative. They hitting a reporting your stuff to where my name and my likeness, Black Adam, gets demonetized. So no matter what account I make on TikTok, it's going to be demonetized unless I blow myself up with my own shit because they see Black Adam, which is my artist page, it's associated to TikTok. And when it's associated to TikTok, all the people disliked it until I get the same like ratio. The thing is going to demonetize me. So that's where I try to say, y'all got a business. This is business at the end of the day. That's why I don't just be letting it off the fly no more. We can't just let it off the fly. We can't say everything that we want to say however we want to. That's why y'all don't see me turn up on people like that no more on here. Because you can't. You can't do that shit. You got to kind of control yourself. Now in the case of getting married and stuff, it's the same thing. Marriage is a business. If marriage wasn't a business, you would not need a document and a ring to prove your love to somebody, okay? That's just real, bro. That's just real. It's business. Back in the day, people used to get married off of the idea of trying to create more income for their future legacy and generations. Now we live in a society, and this is in the case of the American society, and personally, the way I see it, the Western civilization way of thinking is actually spreading across the whole world. We live in a time now where women get married so that way they can have an extra source of income after they have their kids and leave you. And I mean, it's the reality of the situation. Shout out to the people who don't believe in that and don't see that. I'm happy for you, but the statistics are out there, and whether or not you believe in those, that's up to you. But my final thing to tell you is go talk to a divorce attorney. A divorce attorney will tell you. Go talk to them about it, and they'll tell you. Here we go.
Marriage lasting past 3 years, and it's not because I'm hating. I'm not hating on you, Travis, but we all see the signs. And it's like he got married to prove to us that he doesn't care what we think.
Insane behavior, bro. Insane behavior. Got married to prove to the internet that his girl's a real one. Fellas. I ain't gonna say nothing. Here we go.
Travis, when the divorce times comes and you have to split that $46 million contract, remember me.
He ain't gonna remember you. I'm here to tell you, bro. He ain't gonna remember you, bro.
Some people.
He ain't gonna remember you. You gonna be sitting there broken, bro. He gonna be broken. I remember when, I remember when I was going through it with these girls and I was posting it and they was posting me and all this crazy shit. People was telling me it was my fault and I had to eat that because they was right. It was my fault for putting myself in that situation with them women. Fellas, ladies, whoever you are, whatever you believe in, whoever you date, y'all gotta be careful because everybody not on your side, bro. And that's why I'm always on 10. That's why I tell y'all, I'm very skeptical about people because people showed me from a young age that they wasn't on my side. And I ain't believe it at first until I woke up and smelled the cooking. Shout out to Kaya. Here we go. Let me see something. One sec, y'all. They said, have you noticed the 3 strange arrangements? What?
Have you noticed the 3 strange arrangements at Travis Hunter's wedding? No one realizes their marriage is actually a show. Recently, Travis spent $600,000 on a Mercedes for his wife.
Oh shit, the Mercedes was 600 bands. This ninja tripping, bro. I'm telling you.
But Lainey showed no interest. She didn't express gratitude or even give Travis a hug. Netizens joked that the two were like a fake marriage. In fact, 3 odd arrangements at the wedding proved Lainey doesn't love Travis at all. First is the wedding venue. Lainey
Hey, this is all for entertainment purposes only. This is not my video. We're just listening in.
has publicly identified as Christian, but refused to hold the ceremony in a church, contradicting her stated beliefs. Second, she required all staff to sign non-disclosure agreements. Lainey banned anyone from disclosing wedding details, reportedly due to her fear of leaks after previously facing online abuse. Most tellingly, Lainey deployed hundreds of security personnel to guard the Mercedes and other valuables at the venue, while ordinary guests received no protection. Many fans saw this as proof she cares only about money, not Travis.
I mean, I don't know.
But what the hell, bro?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know, bro. My thing is, like I said, y'all gotta protect yourselves out here in these streets, bro. Y'all niggas don't listen, bro. And it's all good. I don't know who's in this circle and who told him not to get a prenup. Hold on, we gotta pull something up real quick. Divorce lawyer discuss prenup. So y'all can find some information that's helpful. Shout out to the men who find their way to my page. My bad if y'all catch a stray, bro. I'm waking up now. My fault. I couldn't see earlier. My bad. I'm waking up. Here we go.
Do I need a prenuptial agreement? The answer is that I would strongly consider obtaining a prenuptial agreement in advance of a divorce. What I'm hearing from a lot of younger couples is that they don't want to go through a difficult divorce like they observed with their parents. They don't want to be involved in a dispute over alimony and property division. Within that prenup, you can address issues such as property division, attorney's fees, whether one spouse will contribute to the fees. You can also address issues that are important, such as the marital residence. One topic that cannot be addressed in a prenuptial agreement is the custody of children. The state of Illinois, for public policy reasons, does not allow a prenuptial agreement to address child custody issues, and it does not allow a prenuptial agreement to address child support. Those would all—
You see, and this is what I'm talking about, where, gentlemen, you guys are stepping into something that you have no idea about right now. Personally, I've never been married, but one thing about it is I like to educate myself, and I suggest you guys do the same. So I had no clue that wasn't even involved when it comes to the prenup, child support and child care, whatever the case may have you. So imagine all those things that you could potentially lose with a prenup or without a prenup, and then you have to include child support. Let's continue.
Would all be issues that would have to be addressed at the time of a divorce rather than a prenuptial agreement.
Shout out to this divorce lawyer or attorney. We got another one. Let's get it.
Get married as many times as you want if you have a prenup. If you have a prenup, go get married. Getting married is a blast. Being married is difficult. You know, someone once said that it's great to be married sometimes. The problem is you're married all the time.
So you're a fan of prenups?
I'm a huge fan of prenups. I mean, I shouldn't be, because a prenup for a couple of $1,000s will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially in legal fees, if not millions. So there are clients I have that have spent over $1 million just in their legal fees, that if they had spent $2,000 on a prenup, none of that. They'd still have that money in their pocket. And that's—
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro.
Incredible to me. That's like jumping out of a plane with no parachute. Why would you do that? You know, it's stupid. Prenups are enforceable. They make sense. I actually think there's something very romantic about prenups, because they're forcing you to have a conversation about this relationship. Like I genuinely believe that we are the most aware of our health just after we got sick, right? Like if you wake up and you have a toothache, all you can think about is the fact your tooth hurts. And then your toothache goes away. And for like a week,
you're taking care of your teeth.
You go, oh my God, at least I don't have a toothache, you know? But then a month goes by, you don't wake up and go, well, at least I don't have a toothache. You know, it's the furthest thing from your mind. The easiest prenup in the world, easiest, yours, mine, ours. That's it. Yours, mine, ours.
Hey, he said it, not me. Let's continue.
If it's in your name, it's yours. If it's in my name, it's mine.
Like in a divorce, everything, all the assets are split 50-50.
Well, no, what you say in a prenuptial agreement is, if it's an asset or a liability, if it's in my name, it's mine. If it's in your name, it's yours. If it's in our joint names, we'll divide it 50-50. That's it. Yours, mine, ours. And then you have to have ongoing conversations throughout the marriage about, you know, hey, I got this bonus at work. Do I put it in my account? Do I put it in the joint account?
But if the husband owns a house that's worth whatever, $2 million, and he marries a woman, the house is his still?
Well, they have to have a conversation.
Do
I?
Fellas, this the one the ladies don't want you to know. Shout out to the women. They don't want you to know,
a
bro.
House?
That's an awkward conversation.
Okay. You know what's a more awkward conversation? A conversation 10 years later with a lawyer about the fact that you have to give half of this house away to someone. Isn't it better to have that conversation when you still, like, why would you learn how to fight in a fight?
But won't that undermine the love that each person feels?
Why? You're gonna die. Does that undermine your life? Or does it make you conscious of the fact that this is finite?
Hey, bro. Yeah, hey, bro. Look, man. Shout out to Travis. Let's see his contract real quick. We're gonna see his contract. Hey, I don't know what to believe, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to believe. All I know is we got to be more mindful, gentlemen. We got to be more mindful. Let me see. Travis Hunter contract. Here we go.
So the Bible teaches us, man, not to judge, right? So in this video right here, I'm gonna try to do this video without judging, but primarily just giving my opinion. Travis Hunter, I mean, first and foremost, I would like to say congratulations to you, sir.
I know a lot of people was making videos a while back because, you know.
Oh shit, my bad. I accidentally clicked something. Hold on.
Bouncing on other dudes and dancing on them and stuff. And you was cool with that, and you got really upset and fired shots back at everybody who was making these videos about you. So now you done came out with the same girl, and you done tied the knot with her. Again, I'm not here to judge, but all I'm gonna say is when people show you who they are, believe them. Because when they show you who they are, they're telling you the truth about themselves. They're not lying to you. I'm sure you're never gonna see my TikTok video. I'm just a small little creator. I'm not like you. I don't have a big deal. You know, speaking of big deals.
All right, man, we can. Let me see. Who gonna discuss it? Here we go.
Oh, man. I don't know where
Nah, man, they got the music. Come on. Here we go.
Somebody, come look at this. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter signs with Lil Wayne's Young Money sports agency ahead of the NFL draft. Now, I just got one simple, straightforward question. Who the hell is advising this kid?
I mean, they make money, though.
Somebody.
Look, I mean, I don't know how to feel about that statement. They make money, though, because look at what happened with Young Money. Look at Young Money was Drake and Nicki Minaj, and look at where they at now. Solidified careers, solid fan bases. Here we go.
Travis Hunter insists that he wants to play both offense and defense in the NFL. And that's going to have a major impact on how much money he makes in the NFL and how much teams are going to have to pay him. In 2024, the average salary of the top 5 receivers was just over $30 million. That's more than $10 million more than the average of the top 5 defensive backs. But what would a two-way star actually be worth? Hunter insists that he can do it, even though nobody else has done it full-time on offense and defense in the NFL for a lengthy portion of their career.
We're trying to find his contract, though. Let me see. Can we find his contract? Let me see. I'm trying to find his contract. Then we're going to get on out of here because I got to get back in here at 6. Okay, 46 points.
This is literally
so a $46.65 million contract and a $30 million signing bonus. Ninja. Hey, shout out to Trav, bro. Woo! That's a lot of money, bro. Here we go.
Gold digger final boss, and Travis Hunter is going to regret this one day. So loyalty, Jags superstar rookie wide receiver Travis Hunter reportedly did not have his new wife, Leanna Linney, sign a prenup agreement. So huge, massive mistake. How do you not make her sign a prenup? So Hunter recently signed his rookie contract worth $46.65 million and a $30.6 million signing bonus. There's nothing sweeter than true love. Yeah, nothing sweeter for Liana Lene, because now she just secured the bag alert. She's set now. She just did gold digging 101. She could teach the class. And
bruh, all she has to do is wait, hold on. Yeah, like I said, I don't even got to look it up. All she has to do is wait 6 months, maybe 2 years, get 2 kids, and call it a day. After that, she could just hit the... And it's over for her. And I mean, like I said, gentlemen, let's use this as a learning example for all of us. I personally think this is something that you should not do. If you're a football player, basketball player, rapper, if you're a person who's coming into a lot of money, business owner, lawyer, and you don't get a prenup in 2025, you're stronger than I am. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, bro. We back in here later, man. Y'all know what it is. Hit the like button. My bad to anybody who caught any strays. People gonna continue to catch strays on the show. I apologize. I had to wake up. I apologize privately in the DM to my ninja. He probably never come to the show again. He'll never come to the show again, bro. But it's all good as long as we squash it. Look, hey man, as men we can make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes as a man so long as you learn from them. With that being said, it's your boy BA. Deuces. Yes, sir.